We're on our way to meet with a researcher right now who has dedicated her career, decades, to declassifying documents and trying to figure out what exactly happened here in the city of St. Louis and what exactly was in that spray. Across the country, the government conducted secret Cold War experiments in plain sight.
It was so secretive that we're really just now sort of digging out from underneath this to try to understand the scale of it.
And Dr. Lisa Martino-Taylor helped uncover many of them.
We know that they were giving radioactive cocktails to pregnant women. We know that they were feeding radioactive oatmeal to children in state schools. They've admitted to those things, and they won't release the material related to St. Louis.
It's true. American children in state-run institutions like the Fernald School were fed radioactive oatmeal as part of studies by MIT sponsored by the Atomic Energy Commission. You can see some of the documents Dr. Martino-Taylor worked to gather and declassify on MIT letterhead describing experiments on human subjects. The children, some of them orphans, were told they'd be joining a science club. They were promised a quart of milk a day, a trip to a baseball game, to the beach. A copy of the 1994 congressional hearing shows those children, now grown, describing being told the oatmeal was just vitamins and recalling the health problems that followed: lumps on my arms, my stomach. Pregnant women were also unknowingly given radioactive iron at top hospitals in Tennessee and California to study how radiation crossed the placenta, some later reporting miscarriages, illness, or birth defects. A class action lawsuit resulted in a settlement in the 90s. Do you believe the U.S. government sprayed some kind of radioactive material on the residents of St. Louis?
I believe that they did. There's so much contextual evidence that points that way, and I spent years looking at this.
We are shining a light on a dark and largely unknown chapter of American history. During the Cold War, in the name of preparing for the Soviet threat, the U.S. government conducted human experiments on its own people, unwitting Americans without their knowledge or consent. Children, some of them orphans, were fed radioactive oatmeal. They were told they were joining a science club, promised a quart of milk a day, a trip to the beach. And years later, they testified before Congress about the after effects, reporting lumps on my arms, my stomach. Then in Tennessee and California, pregnant women were given a radioactive cocktail at top universities to see how it crossed the placenta to their unborn babies, some later suffering miscarriages, illness, and cancer. These are not conspiracy theories. They are documented government experiments. And now at News Nation, we are asking, what were they doing in St. Louis? I went on the ground as residents tell me about a mysterious fog sprayed through their neighborhood when they were kids. A fog that moved like a ghost, clung to their skin, and settled over more than 10,000 Americans who lived there.
It made some of us have headaches, nausea, dizziness.
They didn't ask for our permission. We didn't ask for them to spray us. My government used me like I was a guinea pig.
They're waiting us out. They're waiting on all of us to die.
The U.S. Army now admitting they sprayed a chemical containing cadmium, a known carcinogen, but they do not admit harm. Residents tell me they've been getting sick, some with rare cancers, and they are asking, was there anything else in that spray? In a new exclusive News Nation investigation, we take you to the source, to a researcher who has spent decades declassifying documents about the experiments, and we ask the Army point blank, was there radiation in that spray? You will hear their response and meet the residents who feel the government is waiting them out. They are begging for transparency now. Watch my investigation airing this week. You can see it in 2 parts on Wednesday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on Elizabeth Vargas Reports, right here on News Nation.